postal service is always associated with the stamp and the postman. If you talk about the stamp, earlier what used to happen is the sender used to pay for sending articles. So then what happened, a boy wrote a letter to a girl whom he thought he was loving, but the girl was not loving him. So the letter was sent in UK, and when the postman went to deliver the letter, the girl naturally refused to accept it, and there was a great argument between the postman and the girl. Then it went on, and luckily the postal services head was passing that way. Then when he saw these heated arguments between the postman and the girl, then he thought this will not work. The reason is, most of the letters had to be returned because the receiver refused to accept it. So the postal department was sending mail but not getting paid. So having realized this economic difficulty, then the system was changed. They said, why don't you make the sender pay the fee and then allow the receiver receive free of cost. So in the process, what would happen is revenue to postal department first. Second is for rendering a service you are prepaid. This is how the stamp was born. So that is why if you look at the word collection of stamps, it is said philately. Philately means you are trying to gather a revenue for rendering a service, and phil means love. So now here this is how the stamp was born, and in stamps of course the stamps touch every aspect of human life. You name any aspect like dance, drama, science, culture, wildlife, environment, you take anything, you take any aspect, you will find a stamp on that. And this collection of stamps, which is termed as philately, is such a noble hobby. In fact, I would call it as noble because it transmits and makes people understand about all the aspects of human life, be it philosophy, be it science, be it culture. Now, even if you have children at home, you want to teach them about science or the great scientists, you go over to philately and pick up the themes on scientists. Then you have every scientist stamp in our philately section. Then about each scientist, what he has done is mentioned over there. The child loves to learn this way, and once it learns, then it gets imprinted in their mind and it is easy to learn. So that way, philately is not only a science, but it's also an art. Because when I say science, you look at the stamp, there are perforations, even the number of perforations is determined by a formula. Then thickness of the stamp paper, the color composition, the gum, what sort of a gum we should use. So all these aspects go, and which are all scientifically determined. When it comes to art, what should be the background, how should the figure appear, what proportion it should be there, and what features you would like to make the stamp dominate. Like this, it's an art. You can look at the way you want to look at a stamp. That is why it is called as king of hobbies and the hobby of kings. There are many kings who take this to hobby. Similarly, common people also do that.